Welcome to Section 10.3, Part 2. This is the 101st session of the CISSP exam prep series. This part moves from the perimeter inward to locks, life safety, and how you measure it all. In this session, we'll finish physical security with the details that keep it honest. We'll answer several questions. How do locks really control access, and how do they fail? Why does life safety outrank everything else? How do regulations set your baseline? And how do you actually measure whether physical security is working? Why does this matter beyond the exam? Because these are the pieces that turn a security program from good intentions into something you can prove. Picture a clinic securing a drug cabinet, a factory meeting strict safety law, and a retailer reporting break-in trends to its board. Each depends on solid locks, legal compliance, and honest measurement. When you get these right, you protect people, satisfy regulators, and show leadership real numbers. When you skip them, you are guessing, and guessing does not hold up in an audit or a courtroom. So how do locks really control access, and how do they fail? A lock is a crude but effective gatekeeper. If you hold the right key, or combination, it treats you as authorized, which makes it a basic form of identification and authorization. Ordinary key-based locks, the preset and deadbolt kind, are cheap and common, but they fall to picking a broader class of attacks called shimming, and to bumping, where a special key is tapped to jolt the pins loose. Programmable and combination locks offer more control, supporting multiple codes or electronic keypads and card readers. An electronic access control lock combines three parts: an electromagnet holding the door shut, a reader that authenticates you and releases the magnet, and a sensor that relocks once the door closes. Such a lock can even warn when a door lingers open too long, or raise an alarm if it stays open longer still. Why does life safety outrank everything else? Because protecting people is the single most important goal of every security control, without exception. People can survive briefly without water, power, or cooling. But losing those can signal a far more dangerous problem unfolding. Floods, fires, toxic releases, and disasters, both natural and human-made, all threaten lives before they threaten equipment. So your procedures put human safety first, then restore a safe environment, then bring the IT infrastructure back. Many organizations adopt an occupant emergency plan for exactly this, guiding how to minimize danger, prevent injury, and protect property during a destructive event. Keep the roles clear, though. That plan covers people and property, while the business continuity plan and disaster recovery plan handle IT and business recovery. People come first, and only once they are safe do you turn to keeping the business running. How do regulations set your baseline? By defining the floor you must build on, not the ceiling you aspire to. Every organization lives inside an industry and a jurisdiction, and often a state and city on top of that, each imposing its own legal requirements. Those rules touch software licensing, hiring limits, handling of sensitive materials, and safety compliance. Meeting all of them is a core part of sustaining security, and you treat that legal baseline as the foundation for everything else you add. Think of it as the minimum bar. You are never done at compliance, but you are never secure below it either. How do you actually measure whether physical security is working? Through key performance indicators, the metrics that reveal what is succeeding and what is failing. These measurements let management make informed decisions and steer toward better protection at a sensible cost, since the whole point of security is reducing risk affordably. Track things like the number of successful and unsuccessful intrusions, crimes, and disruptions, along with how long it takes to detect, assess, respond to, and recover from an incident, plus the rate of false alarms. Set a baseline for each, and record every reading, because only a history lets you spot trends. Automated collection is more reliable, while manual readings often matter more but demand real attention. Close every incident with a lessons learned step that captures fresh data, and use it all to run return on security, investment, and cost-benefit analysis on your controls. So let's bring it together. Locks are crude gatekeepers, cheap keyed ones vulnerable to picking and bumping, while electronic access control adds a reader, a magnet, and a sensor for real oversight. Life safety outranks everything, so procedures protect people first, restore the environment next, and recover IT last. with an occupant emergency plan separate from your continuity and recovery plans. Regulations set the baseline you must never fall below, and key performance indicators, tracked against a baseline over time, turn physical security into something you can measure, defend, and justify. Master these final pieces, and your physical program stands on solid, provable ground. The MCQs covering all the topics and concepts from this session are available on rucloud.com. Practice the chapter-specific MCQs before moving on to the next session. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or feedback, post a comment below or email us. I will see you in the next session.